One Zambia, One Nation. This is Zanis News with me, Faith Katai. The headlines. Smooth implementation of CDF receives applause. Kafiwe Mutendere School in desk bonanza, and CEEC disperses over 880 million kwacha loans. The news in detail. Kabwe Central Member of Parliament, Topstar has expressed happiness with the smooth implementation of the Constituency Development Fund in the region. More in the following report.
The Kabwe Municipal Council has commenced unblocking of drainages in various flood-prone areas in the district. The local authority has been funded 250,000 kwacha under the disaster component to open up drainages in various flood-prone areas. Kabwe Municipal Council Acting Director of Works, Richard Mianzi, says the local authority is using local resources to open up the blocked drainage system.
So we were funded using the disaster component to have our drainages desilted. Of course, the approach that we used to engage our local people as a way of empowering them, but of course we are closely supervising them to ensure that we have proper drainages. So the drainages in questions, I think they run from High Ridge Ward there, then they also come through up to Katondo Ward here, then eventually they discharge water into the main canal, which we are working on under Zimro projects. So I think after desilting the drainages, we have, I think, experienced some reduction in terms of flooding or ponding around the communities.
However, residents have expressed concern with the quality of works being done by the locals who have been engaged to open up the drainages.
I think these works are, of course, they raise a lot of concerns from both residents and those that do not even reside from within.
It's 4 inches like this, a drainage. So bushi kufyebu muimfula ya isa konsekashi kama na abantu bambo kutuseka.
Not happy, they are not impressed. Like the finishing, this finishing where they said there is concrete, they have covered, they are not really happy.
Kabwe Central Member of Parliament, Topstar, has visited the site. She wants the local authority to heighten the monitoring of the works.
Issues to do with levels are just adhered. So we don't have a backflow, we don't have again ponding. The water should be able to move freely unto the discharging point. So with my own naked eyes, seeing that it is high. So
Daniel Billy for Zanis News in Kabwe District.
We go to Southern Province, where government has constructed 2 primary schools in Namyanga ward of Siavonga District. Siavonga Member of Parliament Darius Mulunda says a health center is also being constructed in the same area. Details in this report.
Nanyanga Ward in Siavonga District in Southern Province has witnessed its share of infrastructure development in the health and education sectors. Government, through the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, has constructed 2 1x3 classroom blocks at Manyepa John Maybach and Namomba primary schools, which are ready for commissioning. In Chalokwa area, a health center is being constructed. Area Member of Parliament Darius Mulunda has described the infrastructure development as impactful and unprecedented.
And we're looking forward that Namomba primary school, classroom block, the other one at Manyepa, and of course the clinic, we need to deliver these, we need to hand over these so that our people are able to enjoy the facility, our people are able to enjoy and appreciate the increased CDF that the government has raised, because ultimately this is what the government is looking for. The government want to make sure that service is delivered. They want to make sure that where we didn't have a classroom block, there should be a classroom block. Where we didn't have a clinic, there should be a clinic.
The lawmaker is happy with the quality of work.
There is quality, there is timely delivery of the project, meaning our children will not be kept outside there, or they will not be learning from a shelter like we are seeing on the other side. But our children will be able to come into the classroom within the stated time.
District Commissioner Geoffrey Jacopo is equally elated with CDF projects being implemented in the district.
Chalokwa, where a clinic is being built is equal on cost if both John Mayback and Namomba, where a 1x3 classroom also has been completed. Everything is in place and ready for handover.
Mr. Mulunda, however, noted that the district needs to consider the construction of staff houses, which has remained a challenge.
You know, the government has employed a lot of teachers and is still employing, but the accommodations, it remains the biggest challenge in the education sector. And we have taken that one, and this is the reasons why. Whenever we take a classroom block like this one, we must take a staff house or staff houses.
Mkweng Shapande, Zanis, Siavonga District, Southern Province.
We continue with education news. Mutendere Combined School in Kafue District of Lusaka Province has received 100 desks procured under the Constituency Development Fund. Zanis staffer Naomi Piri reports that Kafue Member of Parliament Miriam Choya handed over the desks to the school. Here are the details.
Following the presidential directive that no pupil should sit on the floor in class by the end of this year, Mutendere Combined School in Kafue District has received 100 desks procured under the Constituency Development Fund. Kafue Member of Parliament Miriam Choya, who handed over the desks at Mutendere School, said the 100 desks are part of the 2,910 desks to be procured for schools in the district under the 2023 CDF allocation.
Following the presidential directive, this consignment we are delivering today of 2,910 was meant to address that particular deficit. This year in 2024, we have planned to acquire an additional 2,500 desks at an estimated cost of 3 million kwacha.
Kafue District Education Board Secretary says the district has a deficit of 12,430 desks.
Since we are looking at Mtendere Primary School, we will look at the enrollment from Mtendere Primary School. We have about 2,357 pupils. And we have 150 desks, that is double-seater, available. Which means we have a deficit of about 400 desks. So the number is big. As you know, Honorable, the introduction of free education has brought in more pupils in schools.
Meanwhile, the Mtendere School representative thanked the government for the gesture.
We would like to thank you and to thank the President of the Republic of Zambia for his initiative of increased Constituency Development Fund, CDF.
To thank you, your team and your good office for these blessings in the name of desks for our lovely school.
Reporting, I'm Naomi Piri.
We take a break, more stories still to come. Stay tuned.
Kolela ichumanyi kolela hi musongo wa kuhitisha muntu una kwachikika musongo wa kolela ukukata musongo wa kuhitisha na kusanza muntu yeniwo wahitisha nga menji adine imenji alosu muyeji ukuma menji mu mujimba windi mulonga wa kushweza kuhitisha menji amavulu muyeji na twechu kufwa muji ora 10 na jiyadi ne kutambula kukewa kwa kubula kulumbuluka. Injilanyi mwa kutambwila musongo wakapota munene ikolela. Kuna menji akubula kushewa ichumbu hela menji amajilu. Kuda yakukwata na makasa amajilu hela kukosa yenga na menji amajilu. Kuda yakubula kubutewa hana kuwila anjinji. Kuda infuta yichuta inabuli kuhembewa chukwahi. Kuda inakulandishewa kunsanyi kwa. Injilanyi ya ukangechila musongo wakapota muneni kolela. Wakati shenu menji enu akunwa, hela shenu mu yichumbu ya chlorine. Wele enu kumakasa enu na mulola, na kuwela nawa kumakasa hanyuma ya kuzacha chimbushu. Tati shenu yakuda heno kanda muyidi. Bai kuda inakulandishewa kunsanyi kwa. zatsheni chimbushu mpindi yejimam bai kuzatsha nyingomum hela ipepa la yanjunju muna mwakunatila malabishi mwanene nenu antu anakutukwashila kuyimbushu hembeni chimbushu cha unyonji nawa china kubutewa insangu yino anaileteliyu kudi akamtayi waipatela.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. The Gender Division at Cabinet Office has handed over empowerment packages to 4 women-led cooperatives in Chisamba District of Central Province. Linda Mupemo has the details.
The Gender Division under the Office of the President has handed over a peanut butter machine and a poultry startup package, among other resources, to women-led cooperatives in Chisamba District. The move is aimed at improving the livelihoods of beneficiary cooperatives.
Being selected to receive the empowerment can now contribute to their households. They may also eventually contribute to the economy.
Chisamba District Commissioner says government wants to enhance gender equity and equality in development.
Today's handover is a tangible manifestation of government's commitment to providing women with the tools they need to thrive. It is anticipated that once women are economically empowered, they will contribute effectively at family and community levels.
Beneficiaries are thankful for the gesture.
Yamene ife azimai ndife tiangana bana. So pamene mwatipasa na empowerment haya tizakwanisa kupeleka bana kudya bwino kwenda kusukulu kusamba bwino kwenda kusukulu. Sibaza kankala na malnutrition. Ngati mwana aenda kusukulu alandira zakudya balanced diet ndiye kuti mwana kusukulu azankhala wa sharp.
Linda Mopemo, Zanis, in Chisamba.
Now, Advocacy on Human Development Organization, AHDO, has stressed the need for transparency in the utilization of Constituency Development Fund, CDF, by local authorities. ADHO Executive Director Chris Mwemba has also called for collective efforts in combating corruption in the country. More in this report.
Advocacy on Human Development Organization, AHDO, has launched a project aimed at bolstering accountability and transparency in the utilization of Constituency Development Fund CDF and school grants within public schools in Mufulira District. The Grant Watch project, co-sponsored by the German Corporation and the European Union, seeks to strengthen monitoring systems and enhance stakeholder capacity to ensure responsible utilization of school grants. By ensuring responsible utilization of school grants, the project endeavors to elevate the quality of education, aligning with Sustainable Development Goal, SDG number 4, the provision of inclusive and equitable quality education for all by 2030.
There will be training of the PTAs, formation of the budget tracking, and also try to budget track the money which is given to the schools religiously. Just look at the systems there. When we are making withdrawals, are the PTA involved?
Ministry of Education Copperbelt Senior Education Standards Officer in charge of special education, Laban Mape, representing the ministry, instructed schools to fully embrace the project.
Accountability as concept and transparency as concept must be owned. Concept must be owned, not theoretics or philosophies, no.
Anti-Corruption Commission, ACC Senior Corruption Prevention Officer, Elina Mukuka, emphasized the importance of combating corruption and promoting transparency.
All the citizens will feel the effect of corruption. When those public resources are diverted, the effect will be felt by everyone.
The Grant Watch project in Mufulira is anticipated to run for a total of 10 months. Rachel Chisulo, Zanis, Mufulira.
Chitambo District Commissioner Evans Chola has called for calm and peace between Miambo and Gibson villages in Ilulimala ward, whose rivalry over traditional land has led to the alleged murder of 21-year-old Stewart Nkandu. Speaking during the burial of the deceased, Mr. Chola urged the two families to desist from taking matters into their own hands, but allow the law to take its course. We have more in the following report.
It is a heartbreaking moment. Family of 21-year-old Stewart Nkandu are devastated at the horrific death of one of their own. Nkandu is suspected to have been murdered because of the existing rivalry between his Gibson village and Miambo village of Lulimala Ward, whom have been fighting over traditional land in their area. Chitambo District Commissioner Evans Chola has urged the two families to end their fighting and allow government to handle the matter and bring all perpetrators to book.
Sheni mu maboko ya buteko okuyirishanya kwenu kutampa kuli mwe ba CCPU okuyirishanya konso ko mwachamba bonse mwa wachiba pano na konfuika mu matu Yesu bonse government ile konka nga kuli amfwesha afwafye no kushiposa kwati ninama iyala iberako uyu mwana talale feyo mpaka efunde libombe uyu mwana talale feyo mpaka amafupa yakwe tushike bwino natwalirwa kulomba omutalalira natwalirwa kutira muchatekere okutila government ile mikonka.
And one of the family members, Cornelius Mwape, called on the police to investigate the matter and help locate the missing parts of the deceased so that they too can be buried.
Kuli pamoja na polisi ntwafwe aba bantu batulangiye ko batufishira omuntu wetu temlandu mafupa yakasangwa apo tulefayo kuyashika bantu mubiri tulera ndoto alashika hapa ali mumbokoshumu maalafi yeka toma nshishire kwene cyaro ngevo chifiri okwikala mu musango ngoyo
bamonga bakapokola tulya babulanda pamfo ya mwana oyo kabiri na tuipelesha pakala mbanganshi okutila tuchechete kabiri tufwailishe kushemfo ya mwana oyo yaishileshani kabiririashi tukiri tulechecheta ndesubira mukwangufyanya iririashi tulinokukwisha ukoleka umulinganya ukachitwe.
For Stewart Nkandu's family, justice for his death is what they seek, as it will help them have closure and ensure that no future murders are committed. Sandra Magamona reporting for Zanis in Chitambo District, Central Province.
We take you back to Central Province, where a Kawe businessman has called on journalists in the country to report responsibly and engage in entrepreneurship to create wealth for themselves. Proprietor of Farm Nest, Matthew Mohan, observes that most journalists remain economically unstable because they do not use their journalistic skills and connections to engage in businesses and empower themselves. Mr. Mohan said this at a media engagement meeting. Here is a report.
It is a media engagement intended to help journalists think beyond a pen and paper and to find ways in which they can create wealth for themselves. Farmers Nest proprietor Matthew Mohan is the convener. Failure by most journalists to be economically independent is his concern.
Have you turned your cash into ash, or have you multiplied your cash and created value for it? There are huge investments going on. If you can't save from the little that you are making, how can you ever save when you have all the money? I think practice comes from that angle. And I feel journalists need to start spending a lot of time getting to understand, look, you have so much value, but that value should turn into wealth. You are worth it.
He also urges journalists to create rich content which can not only promote tourism and investments, but also value for their work.
A travel agency gets 86,000 rands for a couple to come into Kawe, see where the Broken Hills cow is, go back, and Zambia gets 40 kwacha on the target. A small content has come out of that, a small pit with a bit of water where the Broken Hills cow was found. It has gone. I thought the journalists in Zambia should be the ones benefiting from that. I thought that rights should be gotten. You can't just go to a beautiful site, take pictures and publish it without paying something. I don't think Heritage got anything out of this.
Plus One Media chairperson, Kalenga Chambatu, a successful journalist, advises fellow journalists to engage big companies, government and non-governmental organizations to create content and wealth for themselves.
Setting up that radio station, I think, changed my life.
tremendously, because not only financially, but I started meeting people who started adding to my dream. Like, my network grew. I started meeting, ministers, business people like him and things like that. And my trajectory from then has just been one success to the other. And even meeting him is because of the networks that I've built through.
Shupekilenkonika for Zanis in Kabwe.
In business news, the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, CEEC, has disclosed that it has disbursed over 840 million kwacha towards various business loans in the country. Speaking in Nyimba District of Eastern Province, CEEC Public Relations and Communications Manager Michelo Mukata said the loans have been disbursed to over 82,000 beneficiaries countrywide. Take a look at this report.
The Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, CEEC, Busulu and Marketeers Loan Products are producing results for economic emancipation. Some beneficiaries such as William Mwanza and Tabita Kwenda from Nyimba Main Market are doubling their capital and creating employment for others.
Business yanga menshita mene utunga hii inaenda na odamo manyula yama uniforms nali kuzinga kama mashini kangono mapamanje nafanisa kugula kwa mashini kuleni so kufikira pano at least niko na maintenance anako na bebe venashita employee nzaicha bena umozi chatu nzo senza na bebe matrista patriko for manje
umozi wa hiyo ni dola kuondama za CEEC kone pezamo benefiti munga mwamene mwene akatuyanga ero ndalama zitafuta na tenga na kusta kaptoya pezamo ni profeti so nimbi kisaimanzanga ine mwanona kati mwa kuchijira maendeleo koma na nimbi kisiwatwa na pezamo tandizo business yazo so nimbi kisaimanzanga mene muliko na mendu kuno mwenda kwa kumwino kuti tiantibraza izi ndrama kamine tinatenga kuti tipeze ko tandizo.
And CEC Public Relations and Communications Manager gives an update on the progress of the empowerment packages.
Overall, the Commission has been able to disburse over 82,000 business loans, about 82,327 business loans to various citizens, companies and cooperatives. And these loans are valued at over 841 million kwacha. Looking back at where we're coming from, in 2023, the target we had set for ourselves as CEC was 85% recovery, and we only managed to attain 70% recovery of the money that we had disbursed. And for 2024, as of the end of the first month of the year, that is 31st January 2024, the repayment rate had attained a rate of 71%. And for target-wise, by the end of the year, we hope to recover at least 90% of the funds that we have disbursed.
Hope Walia, Nyimba District, Eastern Province.
As we end the news, the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry Permanent Secretary John Mlongoti says government will soon commence the rolling out of the second phase of the Zambia Agribusiness Trade Project to all provinces at a cost of $170 million United States dollars. Mr. Mlongoti adds that the project seeks to promote rural industrialization through enhancing funding to local initiatives. Details in the following report.
They are jubilating as they are the latest beneficiaries of empowerment through the Zambia Agribusiness Trade and Industry Project, which the government is rolling out in partnership with the World Bank. These dairy farmers from Malinka Multipurpose Cooperative in Halumba village of Mbabala constituency in Choma district are overjoyed as they have been empowered with 50 dairy animals valued at 1.9 million kwacha. The project, which will also construct a milk bulking center, has also handed over a water facility to this community. Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry Permanent Secretary John Mulongoti explains the scope of the project.
Phase 1 of the ZATIP 1
The total amount with support from the World Bank was $40 million, but the phase 2 is big and loaded. It is $170 million. The lessons from phase 1 have been encouraging. We've seen that we've developed the much needed linkages, and also we've promoted enterprise or firm growth. The cooperative Malinka has submitted a proposal. So from the Ministry of Commerce and the project, we are giving them 50 dairy animals.
Southern Province Permanent Secretary Namani Monze has pledged increased support towards this project.
Pona mbuli hulumende humusanza ndaba ndiga abadisi turabona kuti uwavet wakalira ahwawe bute wanamu abape wahambana waleta busongo bwagwe gatu yagwe yagumbere.
Urge the beneficiaries of the support from the project to take care of the facilities that have been built and some of which are still under construction, and guard them jealously because they haven't come at a cheaper cost.
And the community is pleased with this initiative.
After this, we want our Mbabala to be different. Our members in the community, now we've had a golden spoon put in our mouth. So we are so grateful.
Liseli Simusole, Zanis, in Choma District, Southern Province.
That item concludes our news, but before we go, we take a look at stories that made headlines. Smooth implementation of CDF receives applause. Kafiwe Mutendere School in desk bonanza, and CEEC disperses over 880 million kwacha loans. That's all we had for you on Zanis News. Thank you for watching.